The studio lights of the Graham Norton show blazed like interrogation beams in a royal courtroom, casting elongated shadows across the iconic red sofa where celebrities had bared their souls and spilled their secrets for decades. But tonight, the air hummed with an undercurrent of unpredictability as Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, took his seat amid thunderous applause from an audience oblivious to the storm brewing beneath the banter. It was a crisp autumn evening in London, 2025, the city still buzzing from the Invictus Games' triumphant return, and Harry had agreed to this rare UK appearance to promote his latest memoir sequel, Spare No More, a tome that delved deeper into family fractures and personal freedoms, his ginger beard trimmed neatly, his navy suit tailored to perfection, a subtle rebellion against the starched collars of his past. Graham Norton, the irrepressible Irish host with a wit sharper than a Windsor sword, bounded onto the stage in a velvet blazer that shimmered under the spots, his opening monologue a whirlwind of quips about celebrity mishaps, including a sly nod to royal exits. Some folks leave the palace, others just leave the sofa, the crowd erupting in laughter that masked the tension coiling in Harry's posture. Fellow guests, a Hollywood starlet fresh from a blockbuster rom-com and a veteran comedian known for his biting satire, exchanged pleasantries as they settled in, the starlet gushing over Harry's philanthropy, the comedian clapping him on the back with a, "Mate, you're braver than I am facing this lot." The band struck up a jaunty tune, cameras panned smoothly, and the show launched into its rhythm, Graham steering the conversation with his trademark charm, starting light with Harry's California life, avocados and archetypes, Sounds like a recipe for enlightenment. Harry chuckling along, sharing anecdotes about surfing with Archie and Lilibet's first words, the audience cooing in delight. But as the segment deepened, Graham's questions tiptoed toward treacherous terrain, probing the memoir's revelations with feigned innocence. "Tell us, Harry, does the spare ever truly escape the heir's shadow?" The prince's responses measured, emphasizing healing over hurt, yet the host pressed on, pulling out a surprise clip from an old royal documentary featuring Diana, her laughter echoing through the studio like a ghost from the past. "Your mum had that sparkle, bet she'd have a laugh at your Netflix escapades, wouldn't she?" Graham quipped, the audience tittering nervously, but Harry's face hardened, his blue eyes flashing with a fury forged in years of tabloid torment, the mention of his mother striking like a dagger to an unhealed wound. The comedian interjected with a joke to diffuse, but Graham, sensing ratings gold, doubled down. "Come on, you're, Harry, spill. Any family ghosts haunting Montecito?" The words hanging heavy, the crowd falling silent as Harry's jaw clenched, his voice low but laced with steel. "Some memories aren't for mockery, Graham. Respect the dead, even if you can't respect the living." The studio gasped collectively, the starlet shifting uncomfortably, producers in the control room scrambling for contingency cues as the banter curdled into confrontation, Harry's composure cracking under the weight of presumption. Undeterred, Graham pivoted with a laugh, "But that's showbiz, folks. Lighten up, it's all in good fun." But the prince rose slowly, unclipping his mic with deliberate calm, his retort slicing through the air. "Fun for you, perhaps. Not for those who've lost everything." The walkout unfolded in slow motion, Harry striding toward the wings amid stunned murmurs, the audience's applause faltering into whispers, Graham ad-libbing a recovery. "Well, that's one way to make an exit," royally dramatic, as the band played awkwardly into commercial. Backstage, handlers enveloped Harry in hurried reassurances, his phone buzzing with Meghan's texts, "Breathe, love, you're stronger than their jokes," while the producer apologized profusely, "We didn't mean to cross lines, but the damage was etched," a viral moment birthed in betrayal. The show resumed with forced joviality, Graham joking about princes and their principles, but the energy sagged, viewers at home already tweeting #HarryWalksOut, memes proliferating like palace rumors. In the green room, Harry paced, reflections of his mother's media maelstrom flashing in his mind, regretting not the exit but the exposure, as London rain pattered against windows like sympathetic tears. By dawn, headlines screamed across the globe, "Royal Rage, Harry storms off Norton," pundits dissecting every frame, Sussex supporters rallying with #RespectHarry, while royalists decried tantrum tactics. Graham, nursing a whiskey in his dressing room, pondered the fine line between jest and jab, his public apology forthcoming, meant no harm, Harry's a hero. But for Harry, jetting back to Montecito, the clash was a catalyst, reaffirming his exile's armor, the walkout not defeat but defiance, a prince reclaiming his narrative one step at a time. The Thames flowed indifferently, carrying echoes of the evening to distant shores, where Meghan awaited with open arms, their haven a bulwark against Britain's biting winds. Social media stormed on, debates raging from pub counters to podcast mics, overreaction or overdue, as Invictus donors surged in solidarity, turning scandal to support. Graham's ratings soared, a bittersweet boon, while Harry's memoir sales spiked, the chapter on television trials hastily expanded. In palace halls, Charles sighed over breakfast briefs, "My boy's fire burns bright," William texting a terse, "You okay?" unanswered amid the aftermath. The spectacle, televised and timeless, etched itself into royal lore, a clash of crowns and comedy, where words wounded deeper than swords, and exits spoke louder than entrances. As stars faded over London, the city slept, but the story stirred, promising sequels in apologies, interviews, and perhaps, unlikely reconciliations, the furious clash of footnote in a fractured fairy tale that refused to end. Morning light pierced the fog-shrouded spires of London, casting a pallid glow over the BBC studios where the previous night's drama still lingered like smoke from a battlefield, crew members whispering post-mortems over coffee as they dissected Prince Harry's walkout from the Graham Norton Show, a moment that had catapulted the program into global headlines and ignited a firestorm of opinion across breakfast tables and boardrooms alike. Graham Norton, ever the professional, arrived early for damage control meetings, his usual bounce subdued, scrolling through a torrent of notifications, tweets branding him insensitive interrogator, alongside fans defending his classic cheek. "Bloody hell," he muttered, his Irish lilt thick with regret, as producers huddled around a monitor replaying the clip, the freeze frame of Harry's departing back a symbol of severed ties. Across the city, in a discreet Mayfair hotel, Harry awoke to Meghan's video call, her face a beacon of calm amid the chaos. "You stood your ground, that's power, not petulance," their conversation a salve, punctuated by Archie's babble in the background, a reminder of stakes higher than any stage. The PR machine whirred into action, Harry's team issuing a statement. The Duke appreciates open dialogue but draws the line at personal pain for public gain, while Graham taped a radio apology, his voice sincere. "Harry's story touches hearts, I touched a nerve, my bad." Social media, that relentless amphitheater, amplified every angle, hashtag Norton no more trending alongside hashtag Harry hero, memes morphing the exit into GIF gold, one captioned, "When the spare spares no words." Tabloids feasted. The sun blaring, Harry's hissy fit. Contrasted with the mirrors, Norton's nasty jab crosses line, pundits on morning shows debating, banter versus bullying. In Montecito, preparations for Harry's return included a family debrief, Lilibet's innocent hugs a counterpoint to the show's tactile trespasses, while Invictus organizers reported donation spikes. "Your walkout walked us to new heights," one emailed. Graham lunched with agents at the Ivy, whispers from adjacent tables painting him as villain or victim, pushed too far, or fair game, his resolve hardening for the next episode's opener. "No royals tonight, promise, but bring your thick skins." Evening brought red carpet ripple effects, Graham at a premiere dodging questions with charm, Harry's welcome back anytime, pints on me, while Harry dined privately, reflecting on the rift's roots, his mind wandering to Diana's own media maulings, vowing to channel the clash into advocacy. The BBC aired a follow-up segment, experts analyzing the psychology of princely exits, ratings rivaling the original broadcast. Across the pond, Oprah texted support, "Vulnerability's your vibe, own it," prompting Harry to pen a blog post, words wound, walking away heels. Graham's email arrived that night, "Deep regrets, mate, fancy a chat off mic," unanswered but noted, a tentative thread in the tapestry of tension. As weeks blurred, the narrative evolved, Graham's show themed, respectful roasts, inviting sensitivity trainers, while Harry's tour for Spare No More sold out, crowds chanting solidarity. Palace murmurs grew, Charles briefing courtiers, "Let the lad vent, family's family," a private call ensuing, paternal advice laced with caution. Social platforms polarized further, Sussex squad clashing with Norton loyalists in comment wars, viral videos recreating the scene in bedrooms worldwide. Meghan's podcast episode unpacked, boundaries in the spotlight, guesting a therapist who praised Harry's healthy halt. Graham, in a column for The Times, reflected philosophically, humor heals, but hurts first, lesson learned. Invictus expanded amid the buzz, veterans sharing stories that echoed Harry's resilience, a gala raising millions under the slogan, "Walk on, not out." Transatlantic ties tentatively thawed, a Zoom between Harry and old mates, laughter lightening loads, that Norton bit. Epic mic drop. By month's end, Graham's olive branch bore fruit, a pub meet floated, neutral ground, no notes. Harry mulled it, consulting Meghan, forgiveness freeze, but forget, Never. The media cycle churned to fresher fodder, celebrity splits, political slips, but the clash clung, a cautionary tale for talk shows and tantrums. In quiet moments, Harry journaled under California suns, walked out to walk taller. Graham, under Dublin rains, mused, one man's jest, another's jab, balanced the banter. The Thames whispered secrets to bridges, carrying the story downstream, where waves washed regrets ashore, leaving lessons luminous in their wake. As autumn leaves fell, reconciliations ripened, the furious clash fading to folklore, a bridge burned but rebuilt in bonds of better understanding. Winter's chill gripped London like a reluctant embrace, frost etching patterns on windows as the echoes of Prince Harry's walkout from the Graham Norton show lingered in cultural conversations, a pivotal plot point in the ongoing saga of royal reinvention and media manners that had evolved from scandal to symposium over the months. Graham Norton, reflecting in his holiday special, wove the incident into a self-deprecating monologue. Remember that royal rumble taught me, princes prefer peace over punchlines, the audience roaring, his charm reclaiming the narrative, while ratings remained robust, the clash a catalyst for the show's Empathy Evenings series. In Montecito, Harry and Meghan hosted a festive gathering, friends toasting to exits that enter new eras, Archie's excitement over Santa a joyful juxtaposition to the year's trials, Lilibet's first steps a metaphor for forward motion. The memoir tour wrapped triumphantly, Harry fielding questions with newfound nuance that night. A mirror to misplaced mirth, we all learn. Graham's pub invite materialized in a neutral LA spot during Norton's US promo swing, the duo sharing pints and perspectives. I overstepped, your mum's sacred, Graham admitted, Harry nodding, and my boundaries are battle-tested. Laughter bridged gaps, a pact sealed, co-host a charity chat for mental health, turning tension to tandem advocacy. Social media mellowed, hashtag Harry and Graham trending with reconciliatory reels, fans crafting edits of imagined makeups. Tabloids tempered tones, from feud to friends, royal redemption. Palace portals creaked open. Charles's Christmas card warm, proud of your path, son. William's video call casual, sibling strains softening. Invictus's winter games shone, Graham emceeing virtually, space for stories, not spars, donations doubling. Meghan's ventures flourished, her lifestyle brand launching, boundary blends, tease, a sly nod to the saga. Graham's memoir draft dedicated a chapter, The Prince Who Walked, and taught me to pause. Harry's sequel epilogue reflected, clashes clarify, compassion connects. Spring hinted at horizons, joint events blooming, a TED-style talk, banter and boundaries, drawing crowds. X-threads threaded positivity, haters hushed by harmony. Family reunions whispered, Easter invites extended, bridges rebuilt brick by brick. The Thames thawed, flowing freer, the furious clash of frozen memory melted into motivation, proving princes and presenters could pivot from pain to partnership, the walkout a waypoint in worlds woven anew. As seasons cycled, the story stood as testament. Fury fades, forgiveness flourishes, scripting sequels sweeter than scandals.